Hello, my name is Karel Poepaert. I'm the Business Development Manager for DellEMC at Tech Data. I will guide you through the DellEMC PowerQuote. The PowerQuote, DellEMC PowerQuote is a tool you will find on Tech Data InTouch, so the online webshop, where you can configure and order a selection of Dell EMC PowerEdge servers. Not all servers are on the PowerQuote. You will only find the entry models. Higher end, more complex configurations. For those systems, you can contact Dell EMC at techdata.be and ask for a quotation. An account or a login to InTouch is mandatory because the Dell PowerQuote is or is to be found on TD InTouch. Normally, you should have an administrator in your organization who has the ability to create users for InTouch, for the Tech Data InTouch tool. If you do not know who this administrator is, you can send an email to intouch@techdata.be and ask for the InTouch administrator for your company. Voila, here we have the login page of InTouch. So as soon as you logged into the website, you will see something like this. And the Dell PowerEdge configuration can be found under the Home button, Configurators, and then here you see Dell PowerQuote. If you click this, you will see that a new window will open and will directly get you to the homepage of the Dell PowerQuote. Now let's have a look at this homepage. You have a number of buttons here at the top. I will come back to this later on. Here on the second level, you have a search bar, which you can use to find a specific Dell PowerEdge server. Also, you can scroll down here and select one of the servers out of this menu based on the family or the form factor of the server or even the CPU installed in the system. Currently, there are only Intel servers on PowerQuote. AMD servers are not yet on PowerQuote. Also here on top, you have a bar with the recently viewed systems, so the systems you've looked at recently in the PowerQuote configuration tool. So let's go and configure, let's first have a look at this middle screen here. So here, let me select the R240. So then I only have the 3 available 240 models on PowerQuote. And what you see is that you can see, of course, the family of the PowerEdge server. You can find the specific part number and a short description. If you would like to have more information, you can see that you can download a specification sheet, a brochure, and technical documentation on the server. Also, you see a number of buttons. Here you see a promo button, which indicates that for the current quarter on this particular model, there is a promotion valid. And next to this, you see a number of points, an award with a number of points. So for the server, authorized resellers can earn 50 points by procuring this PowerEdge server, but from Tech Data. The loyalty program, so the number of points, the loyalty program is available only, is a Dell EMC initiative, and it's available only for Dell authorized resellers. Now let's have a look at more in-depth configuration. Of course, here, maybe first this. At the right side, you can see the price of the server, and you can also see the current stock at Tech Data. So we have 2 items of this model in our inventory. If I click configuration, I will go to the next slide or next page. And before we get to the page, I get a pop-up screen. And the pop-up screen shows me, again, this standalone server, but it also shows me the server plus the Microsoft Windows 2019 ROC license in an Essentials version and in the standard version. You can also see that the number of points increased, and you can also see that by selecting one of those bundles, so the PowerEdge server with the Microsoft ROC license, that you will save money. And this is because the Microsoft bundled promotion with the PowerEdge server will be applied when you select one of those two systems. If you would like to have a configuration leverage or with the Microsoft license, please use one of those two configurations, as it will not be possible to add a Microsoft license to the standalone configuration and apply the special pricing afterwards. So let's say that we would like to have the R240 model with the standard Microsoft license, then we start configuring this from the pop-up menu. If you scroll down, you can see that you can add add-ons. The first thing you can add on is the memory. And here you see a little button, a marker, in fact, next to this line, which indicates that this is the memory included by default in the base configuration. It is not mentioned on this line here on the short description. However, you can click on the text specs here, and then you will see effectively that this 16 GB InPOS module is the same as this one, and there is one module installed into the system. If I want to add more memory, I can simply increase the number of modules. And now I've included 4, and so I want to add 4 modules to this system, but I see that I have an error message here. And this is because the R240 model can only hold 4 memory modules. As there is already one installed, and I added 4 modules, I exceeded the maximum number of slots available. So that's the reason why I have this error here. So let me change it to 3. Voila. And the error message will disappear. Again, you will see that by adding this module, the number of points, loyalty points for authorized resellers will increase. You can do the same thing for the hard drive, network adapters, additional upgrades, and warranty extensions. So let me add one upgrade from a 3-year to a 5-year maintenance contract. And this will, of course, also be added to the configuration. And I see that there is also a promotion valid on this. Maybe as we've created a server with the Microsoft server license, standard server license, maybe you want to add additional CAL licenses. This can be found here. Voilà. So here I see the different user CALs or RDS or device CALs I can add. So let's add 1 10-pack of user CALs for standard or data center edition. And again, it is entered in here. So this is my configuration. It's completely finished now. What I can do now is click the Add button, which will bring this configuration into the PowerQuote basket. The PowerQuote basket is identified by a unique number. You can provide us this information, so this unique basket ID, If you would like to talk or to communicate with us on a specific configuration you've made in PowerQuote, so with this reference number, we can call up the configuration you've defined and have a look at it or answer your questions based on your needs. In this window, you see that you have a number of buttons. Once again, copy to clipboard will only copy the part numbers and the quantity, so the number of units here, this column, into a clipboard so that you can use it for your quoting tool if you have a quoting tool who is working on part numbers. I will skip this one and this one. You can also export the configuration to a PDF format or an Excel format. And this can be downloaded or sent to a specific email address. I will do this because this takes some time. Another thing you can do is save the quote. If I save the quote, I will need to add a name here. So let me define a name. Oops. February 21, and I save the quote. Voila. So now the quote is saved. You have a warning here. I could eventually clear the basket now. This will get me back to the home page. And now if we look at the bottom of the home page to this bar, this instruction bar here, you can see that I can select my quotes, and the quote I just created can be found here. I can copy it to my configurator again, and here it is again. So this is a handful. If you would like to standardize on a particular configuration, and if you would like to save this configuration for further use. If you do this, we recommend that you click the Update Price button, because when you recall a saved configuration, the pricing will not be updated. So if you do this, if you recall an old configuration which you've made before, don't forget to press the Update Price button, and then your prices will be updated to the current valid pricing. Now, what I can do is place an order by clicking on this button. And this will transfer the basket from PowerQuote to your InTouch account. So what you will see is that the configuration will be entered into your basket on PowerQuote, on Data InTouch, with the same pricing and promotions, of course. And out of this basket, you can take the normal procedure you use to place orders from out of the InTouch webshop for this configuration. I assume that you are familiar with this, so as of here, the process is standard to the InTouch order processing. That's it. Thank you very much. Hope it was valuable for you. Thank you very much.